Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. I picked up some beers from one of the supermarkets today um, that I'd never seen them do before, and they seem to up the game with their beers. So picked a few up, and then I went to take them downstairs into my basement. And then I found like two or three beers that I must have picked up from Birretta a few weeks ago. And some lower ABV beers that I must have been saving for the summer. But of course, my family's just been, so I didn't really get a chance to do any beer reviews or anything like that. Well, I did a couple when I was at the apartment that I was staying at. But yeah, I had some lower ABV beers, and I thought instead of getting into those ones that I bought today, why not get some of those ones that you've obviously picked up a lot earlier? And yeah, Birretta seems to be really up in their game recently, and to the point where we're now getting Omnipollo in there, which is absolutely awesome. And this is the Arzachel or Arzachel. I'm not too sure, really, if it's sort of based in like mythology, like the oh, what's the vehicle? It's the black and white design instead of this one. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, the double IPA, I think it was, or a triple IPA. I can't remember. It's been an absolute age since I reviewed that beer. Arzachel, is that? I'm not too sure. I'm sure it's a character in mythology, but I could be completely wrong. And this is described as a Session Imperial India Pale Ale. And I had a quick look on the Omnipollo website, and they're basically saying it's a session strength IPA, but it's hopped as if it was an Imperial IPA, which sounds pretty damn interesting if you ask me. And this is clocking in at a measly 3.5% in this lovely 330ml bottle, with absolutely gorgeous artwork once again from Karl Grandin, I think is the guy who does the artwork for Omnipollo. I always get my artists mixed up, especially when it comes to labels like this and Puyala, Tool. Some absolutely beautiful, beautiful artwork on bottles these days, and yeah, very vibrant. So hopefully I can get that label off, and then it's sort of like just a nice metallic maroon crown. So yeah, I don't know if you could see that already, but it looks pretty damn hazy in the bottle. So let's see what it looks like when we pour it into the glass. And I can smell the hops here already using my Beer Moth snifter glass, which was kindly brought over by my mum upon request by me because I was missing it. And yeah, so it managed to make the journey from Manchester to Germany. So then, beer in the glass, and that is really quite hazy, but it's like quite pale and thin at the same time. In this light, it almost looks like sort of along the lines of what you get from these New England style juice bomb IPAs. But if you look really close, you can see that sort of like thin session IPA look to it. But yeah, lovely sort of like pineapple juice look, golden, hazy as hell. Beautiful looking beer, very pale, golden, citrusy, little bit of like a lemon curd look to it as well. It looks a fair bit bolder, it has to be said, when I'm looking in the viewfinder on my iPhone. But yeah, that just looks really, really damn juicy. And the beer poured with about one finger's worth of a white compact head. Beautiful looking beer in the glass. So yeah, let's see what we get on the aroma. And you get that sort of like citrus Simcoe sort of vibe from this one. I'm not too sure what hops they've used for this, but yeah, you get that like lime juice character coming from it. A little bit of mango, big hit of grapefruit. It's got a real zesty vibrancy to it, which is really, really nice. We're coming up towards July now. It's been absolutely sweltering, and this just, it smells like it's a beer that's going to cool you down, refresh you, and just so fruity. There's lovely piney notes in there as well. There's like a lovely sort of like breakfast juice aroma. and then you get that slight, like baked garlic onion sort of savoury character, which just like it makes sure that the beer isn't like all over the place. It grounds the beer. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, you know what that actually reminds me of in the aroma, because I had it fairly recently. It reminds me of Amazing Haze by Stigberts or Stigbergets. Can never remember how to pronounce that brewery properly. Yeah, I'm getting like $10 shake, sort of like Tropicana. I know those are beers that I mentioned, like, because they're the only few like tropical, really tropical fruit bomb beers that I've tried. But yeah, this has got those sort of characteristics, and I think this is a beer that's been brewed for quite a long time actually. I'm not sure if it's part of this like new wave of IPAs, but oh yeah, it's absolutely beautiful on the aroma. Very, very pleasantly surprised by this one. You could tell that they've aggressively hopped this, and it smells absolutely wonderful. So I'll stop waffling on and get onto the tasting, where I'll waffle on about how beautiful the beer potentially tastes. We'll find out. Cheers. It is fruity, not as juicy as you'd expect on the aroma. Very crisp, lovely lower to medium mouthfeel on this one, but not watery at all. Finishes a little dry on the back end as well. Yeah, you're getting that aggressive hop character, but it's not a hop burn or anything like that. To me, there's this really lovely savoury character coming through. And again, I'm getting images of like a big bulb of garlic baked in the oven. That's sort of like, it's not really garlicky or anything like that, but you get that sort of like sweet savoury flavour coming from it, like slightly earthy. Yeah, I've had session IPAs that have just been piss water, essentially, like soapy, like grapefruit flavoured, like hand soap, and it's been in water, or dish soap, that sort of thing. But you don't get that with this. But it's got that light refreshment factor to it, which I think just makes this such a drinkable and crushable beer. The juiciest flavour that I get is like a grapefruit, almost like a thin grapefruit juice, if that makes sense. And you get that stark grapefruit bitterness, almost to the point where you'd think that there's been a grapefruit involved in this beer, but it's not. It's due to the use of hops. And yeah, it's exactly what it says on the bottle. It's a session strength IPA that has been really aggressively hopped, but it's still flavourful, and you're not just getting like the often lingering byproducts of a hop, or a hop that's been maybe boiled for a little too long, and you're not getting the lovely flavours. You're just getting that like residual resiny sort of bitterness. But this, and yeah, when you pour the rest into the glass, look at that. That is seriously bulked up. And when you look at it like that, you're not getting that slightly thin session IPA look to it. That looks like, to me, both on camera and in real life, like one of these fruit juice punch bowl IPAs. But you get more fruit in it when it's all in there. It's like a slightly watered down breakfast juice, like one of those multi-fruit, multivitamin juices that you have. But you can taste the IPA quality from those hops. Lovely crisp multi-backbone as well. And like I was saying, not watery in the slightest, which is one of the things that I'm not too keen on when it comes to session strength IPAs. But yeah, that could get you into some serious trouble if you did a full session on it. But it could get a little bit too acidic. because you are getting that like acidity coming through now. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this beer. And it has nearly all gone. I'm getting those tropical tones. I am getting that slightly New England-esque flavour, or at least what I've experienced from these IPAs that are following this trend. But yeah, that's a lovely beer for sure. Both for its style and its execution. That's probably the best session IPA that I've ever had. And in terms of a rating, I don't think it's not a perfect beer for me. The IBUs, which you come to expect, are a little bit strong on this one. But again, that sort of like works to the beer itself. But yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with how to rate this one, to be honest. I think giving this a flat 10 out of 10 is a bit dishonest. But there's not much wrong with it. I'm at like that weird little point. So I'm definitely going to give this... It's a world-class beer for sure. That's for damn sure. So I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I think it's an absolutely lovely beer. The only thing that is really stopping it now that I'm talking for giving it a 10 out of 10, it's quite lingering on the back end, the bitterness, which you would expect with how aggressively hopped. And trust me, I can definitely see that this beer would be stupidly hopped. I mean, like Simon Mark would say, it looks like a hop soup almost. But yeah, it's definitely the best session strength IPA that I've ever had. And yeah, it's another one of these sort of New England, to me anyway, types of beers that you're seeing a lot of people getting burnt out by that style. But because I don't really have access to those beers, and not many German brewers are doing these styles of beers, when I get them, they're like such a breath of fresh air. But I'm starting to become familiar with them. And yeah, Arzachel, however it's pronounced, Omnipollo, they've done it again. One of the best brews. I've yet to have even a boring beer from Omnipollo. And yeah, this is up there with some of the best that I've had. So if you've tried this one, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What's some of your favourite Omnipollo beers? What's some of your favourite beers that sound like this one? Check out my Omnipollo playlist for more reviews. Of course, check out Omnipollo, check out Karl Grandin. Beautiful job with the artwork once again. Check out Birretta. Great to see that shop going from strength to strength. And yeah, I'm surprised that it's still as punchy as it is, because this has got to have been bought like 2 or 3, if not longer, when I bought this one. But I'm not getting any of that fade from this. But that being said, I'm not sure how fresh the bottle is, to be honest. But yeah, 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one. Cheers.